A number of you guys sent me messages asking me, make a video about my thoughts about Ray William Johnson retiring equals 3, the most popular internet show quite possibly in the history of time. That's to be argued and debated, but the truth of the matter is I didn't want to say anything about this. I didn't care, but then the more you guys kept asking and probing me, the more you guys kept asking me about this, the more I realized that there is something to say. There is something to just conclude this whole series of videos that I've made about him. I've made half a dozen that I can think of offhand, probably more than that, throughout the years here on YouTube. And this isn't going to be another one of those videos where I have bashing him for a number of flaws that I think he's, or a number of whatever you want to call it, that he's been linked to on this website that have labeled him a douchebag, money whore, etc., etc. I'm not here to harp on any of that, because the more that I thought about this and him retiring, him walking off into the figurative sunset, is that I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. Now, a lot of people would be like, well, if you have this opportunity to be, mega popular on this channel and make these equals 3 episodes, which for those of you who don't know are just basically a collective group of videos, of viral videos that he puts in a video package and reviews them and basically makes money off of other people's content. That's what he does. He makes money off of other people's content, and he was the first one to become a millionaire on YouTube doing so. He was in, I think it was a New York Times article, interviewed him. It was like 4 years ago. He became the first YouTube millionaire. Think about that. And then think about back then what YouTube was to what YouTube is now and how many millions he had to have made since then. When I thought about that and put it from that perspective, I was just like, this guy never has to work a day again in the rest of his life. Why wouldn't he walk away from this? Why would he put up with all the toil and torment of the people that don't like him? The asinine comments that come his way. People like me calling him a douchebag. Why should he want to put up with that? So I don't blame him for a second for doing what he does, from walking away from this. He's made more than enough, quote, fuck you money. Like, you don't like me? Fuck you money right here. You wish you had it, don't you? So anyways, I truly honestly believe that's the perspective of which he sees this, but then again, I'm not in his head, and I'm not going to say that I know for sure anything. But it just is unique that this guy, and switch pace here a little bit, because I thought of things, because I said, like, I would never want to be Ray William Johnson. I'd never want to be someone who makes money off of other people's content and just becomes filthy rich off of it, while maybe a few people become internet wealthy from having their content featured. But for the most part, the clips are already viral and they got the majority of their views. Anyway, I said to myself, would I be willing to make more than enough money to live the rest of my life if for a 4 to 5 year time span, just have a minority of the people on the internet call me a douchebag and a money-grubbing whore? And I sat there and I was like, yeah, actually that sounds rather enticing. And granted, I think Ray William Johnson is all the things that I have accused him of in the past, but at the end of the day, who's laughing last? He is. Whether we'd like to admit it or not, he came in, got to the top, sat on top, lived a dream beyond dreams that anyone could ever imagine as far as making little silly videos on the internet could be, and left with more than he ever could have expected, and more than enough to sustain the entire rest of his life from. Now, you can either be bitter of that, jealous of that, commendable of that, whatever you want to be. But let's face facts, people. He'll be living in the lap of luxury the rest of his life. He walks away from all this, and I don't know, maybe he'll go into different ventures, maybe he'll make another channel, maybe he'll do maybe he'll start doing equals 3 videos again. But if he walks away from all of this, 2 years down the road, people probably won't even recognize him on the street. Much like how Fred has dropped into just minuscule obscurity on this website, people aren't even going to remember Ray William Johnson 5 years from now. Spare a few people if he just walks away from this completely. And frankly, he'll never have to come back unless he gets a bad gambling habit or squanders his money or something like that. But man, when I think about things and like all the bashing that I've gave him throughout the years, if I could trade places with him to deal with that for 4 or 5 years, never have to work again the rest of my life, I don't think that's bad of an option at all. So, I don't know, just kind of something to think about in conclusion of all of this. Because as much as, and I know a lot of my subscribers, don't like Ray William Johnson and agree with the points of view that I've thrown out there, would you be someone in Ray William Johnson's shoes, put up with all that shit for 4 or 5 years? Like, again, the majority of the people that followed Ray William Johnson liked him, enjoyed his content, didn't care that he was money grubbing or a bloodsucker or anything like that. Would you just put up with a minority of people calling you a douchebag to just have insurmountable wealth? And yeah, I know money's not everything. But you know what? He doesn't have to care about any of us ever again, whether we like him or hate him. And I do believe he genuinely appreciated the fame and the everything that he got from his audience. I'm not saying he's that much of a heartless cunt. But, man, he doesn't ever have to care about any single person that never liked him ever again. Nor did he probably ever in the grand scheme of things. So, yep, sorry guys, I don't have really much of a bash fest left to give you as far as Ray William Johnson goes. If anything, I don't blame him. It's the one thing I could say. I don't blame him for just wanting to walk away from all of this, take his proverbial ball and money, and run into the lap of luxury for the rest of his life. It's the American dream for you people. Have a great day, everyone.